Money Roots is made possible by the support of our sponsor, Rooted Planning Group. Are you ready to take control of your financial future? Look no further than Rooted Planning Group, your trusted partner in financial well-being. At www.rootedpg.com, you'll discover a wealth of resources and expertise to help you thrive financially. Rooted Planning Group specializes in personalized financial planning, investment management, and retirement strategies. They understand that every financial journey is unique, and they're here to guide you every step of the way. With a team of experienced advisors, Rooted Planning Group is committed to helping you cultivate a secure and prosperous future. Visit www.rootedpg.com today to learn more about how Rooted Planning Group can help you grow your money roots. Welcome to Money Roots, the podcast where personal finance gets personal. Each week, Amy and her guests dig deep into the world of finance, making it more approachable and understandable for everyone, no matter where you are on your financial journey. From savings and investments to budgeting and planning, we'll bring you practical advice, inspiring stories, and expert insights. We believe that everyone has the potential to grow a healthy financial future, and we're here to help you nurture it. So whether you're a financial guru or just starting to plant the seeds of your financial knowledge, this is the place for you. Get ready to uncover the tools and strategies that can help you thrive financially. So without further ado, let's dive into today's episode of Money Roots.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Money Roots podcast. I'm Kerrie Beene, one of the certified financial planners here at Rooted Planning Group, and today I'm going to be flying solo. So we're going to dive into a super important topic. We're going to talk about estimated tax payments. Who should pay them, when, why, how. Definitely don't want any major surprises in tax season when you do your tax return. So what exactly are estimated tax payments? So if you're employed by a company, they often automatically withhold a portion of your paycheck to cover federal and state taxes. So in the beginning of your employment, you filled out a W-4, then it let your employer know how to withhold taxes from your paycheck. For example, if you're single or married or have any dependents, that was part of the information you filled out on that form, and that determined how much your employer would take out of your paycheck and pay to the federal and or the state government for you on your behalf. So that's, if you're employed by a company, that's sort of how that works. However, if you're self-employed or you have income from other sources that aren't subject to this withholding, that's sort of where estimated tax payments come in. So estimated tax payments are simply just prepayments on of your income that the IRS expects you to make throughout the year. You pay these on income that hasn't already had taxes withheld. So these are things like self-employment, freelancing, or side gigs, interest, dividends, maybe even rental income. Basically, the IRS wants its cut as you earn that income, not just at the end of the year when you file your tax return. And that's what estimated tax payments are for. So who needs to be making them? The general rule of thumb is if you expect to owe at least $1,000 on taxes when you file your return and you haven't paid enough through your withholdings, you'll probably need to make estimated tax payments. So as I mentioned, if you're self-employed, that's definitely probably you. If you're an investor, you have made money through dividends or capital gains. If you're a retiree, there may be some instances where your income isn't being taxed, or a landlord and you're receiving rental income. If you happen to be, an Uber driver or making some money that way, that may be something that you want to think about. Also, just because you're a W-2 employee, that doesn't mean you wouldn't ever have to make estimated tax payments. If you happen to not be having enough withheld from your paycheck, then you may be expected to. Definitely want to check with your person doing your taxes or get an estimate, get a another tax professional to help you walk through and make sure you're doing everything you are. So the point is just to be mindful of, how your income is earned. If it's earned through W-2, there's a pretty good chance, you may not owe. In some instances you do, but if you're a self-employed individual or have any of these other circumstances that I just mentioned, you want to make sure you either have or need to make estimated tax payments, get those taken care of. So when are they due? So let's talk about the due dates for these payments. The IRS has set quarterly deadlines, and they're pretty, as far as the dates, they're pretty straightforward. After the first quarter, it's usually on the 15th. So, for example, April 15th, June 15th, September 15th, January 15th. So it's usually around the 15th. Sometimes the 15th falls on the Saturday, so it may be due, the 17th or something like that. But these are simple things you can find online. Each year the date changes a little bit as far as weekday versus the date. So just keep the 15th in your mind. Try to get it taken care of before that. As we approach the end of 2024, there's 2 left, and that's going to be, September 16th, which is coming up, and then in January, if it would be the 15th or that following business day. If you miss a deadline or don't pay enough, the IRS may charge you a penalty. So that's something to keep in mind too. So thinking about how much you need to pay, there's a few different ways to think about it. You're expected to pay either 100% of last year's tax liability or 90% of this year's estimated taxes, whichever is the smallest. So the easiest way to do this is by looking at your previous year's tax return and kind of walking through that and seeing, what was your income last year and getting an idea of what it might be this year. Also, if your income fluctuates or you had a dramatic change in income from last year to this year, you want to work through that and see what your total annual income is and base your payments on that. There are calculators online that can help you with this. Google search will usually help find a few good calculators on there. The IRS definitely has a worksheet that can help you figure out how much you owe. And if you still don't know, reach out to somebody for help, either the person doing your taxes. If you don't have someone, look for someone that knows how to help you. As far as how to make estimated tax payments, there's a few ways, pretty convenient. You can make them online. The IRS will let you make some online directly from your bank account for free. You can also mail them. The old school method, you can send a check or money order using a payment voucher. And this form is actually 1040-ES. That's the form that you would send with it. You can also check with your payroll provider. There may be a way for them to take care of it for you. If you're self-employed or use bookkeeping or payroll service, they may help you. Additionally, if you file your taxes electronically, you can also set up automatic withdrawal to cover these. You can also use your debit or credit card to make payments. Often, though, they will charge you processing fees as with anything else. So keep that in mind. So those are your options for paying. What happens if you don't pay enough? So you could face an underpayment penalty. This can happen even if you file and pay everything you owe on time in April. So it's really important to make sure you're paying at least the minimum amount required. So a lot of times when you have your tax return, so right now it's 2024, you can go look at your 2023 tax return. And often, whoever prepared your taxes, they will include vouchers at the end of it. So if, say, you owed money for 2023, there was a voucher for a payment for 2023. But if they expected you to potentially owe again in 2024, there would have been vouchers included. Sometimes it'll have the voucher and the amount that they're saying that you should pay each quarter and when it's due. So go back and double check your tax return and see if there's something like that on there, just to see. So, yeah, if your income varies or you're worried about missing payments, that's definitely something you want to take care of, right away as we approach September 15th in the next few days. Take care of that. So kind of wrapping it up, to recap, estimated payments are for those who have income not subject to withholding, such as self-employment, freelance and side gigs and things like that. Also, just because you're a W-2 employee, there is a chance you may owe an estimated tax payment, but definitely check with your CPA or tax person to do that. A reminder, payments are due quarterly. So April, June, September, and January. You can pay online, by mail, or by credit card. By staying on top of these, you can avoid penalties and make tax season a little less stressful. And of course, always reach out. If you're a client, reach out to one of us. We're happy to help you figure it out. And reach out to any tax professional that can help you figure it out. I think the point is just be proactive. Don't just kind of ignore it. So yeah, that's something you want to be proactive about and take care of ahead of time. And definitely as we go into 2025, be thinking about if your income's going to be different than it was in 2024. Do you need to do anything different? And having someone help you with that is always a good idea if you don't understand it. So thank you guys for listening. We definitely hope that this was a helpful episode. And we'll see you next time.
You've been listening to Money Roots, your go-to podcast for making personal finance accessible and approachable. Thanks for joining us today. Amy and her guests have enjoyed guiding you through the roots of your financial journey. Remember, whether you're planting new seeds of financial knowledge or nurturing the growth of your existing financial plans, Money Roots is here to support you every step of the way. Be sure to follow them on Facebook, X, LinkedIn, and Instagram for more resources. And, of course, subscribe to Money Roots wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss an episode. A big thank you to the sponsor, Rooted Planning Group, for making this show possible. At Rooted Planning Group, they're committed to helping you cultivate a thriving financial future. Until next time, keep growing your money roots.